Our top story today from the gatewaypundit.com, the court just nailed Hilary for an FEC violation 45 times bigger than Trump's 130K so-called violation. But is she going to jail? We have this and so much more coming up on the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours in around 10 minutes. Our top story today from the gatewaypundit.com, Randy DeSoto of the Western Journal reports that Hillary Clinton is being nailed for a 45 times larger FEC violation. But is she going to slip through the cracks like Alec Baldwin, or will she finally find herself locked up? The story reports the Washington, D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Tuesday that the 2016 Hillary Clinton campaign and an affiliated super PAC violated federal election law in spending that totaled close to $6 million. The amount in question is more than 45 times the $130,000 a Manhattan court convicted former President Donald Trump of misreporting in business records during the same 2016 campaign. It should be noted that the Federal Election Commission and the Justice Department looked at the payments Trump made through his personal attorney at the time, Michael Cohen, to adult film star Stormy Daniels as a part of a non-disclosure agreement and declined to prosecute him. But Democrat Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg chose to bring the case under New York law, bootstrapping the alleged FEC violation as an underlying crime to the state business record violations. The reimbursement payments made to Cohen were listed by the Trump Organization as legal expenses. Bragg argued these payments made to Daniels initially by Cohen amounted to an illegal contribution to the Trump campaign. Regarding the Clinton campaign case, the D.C. Circuit found that the super PAC Correct the Record set out to engage in a wide range of coordinated activities to support Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. In the administrative complaint filed with the Federal Election Commission, nonprofit watchdog Campaign Legal Center alleges that the Correct Record spent close to $6 million in coordination with the Clinton campaign during the lead up to the 2016 election. This includes to conduct polls, hire teams of round-the-clock fact checkers, and connect Clinton media surrogates with radio and television news outlets. The 3-judge panel noted that Correct the Record coordinated all these activities with Clinton's campaign, but it characterized all of the committee myriad expenditures, from staff salaries and travel expenses to the cost of commissioning polls and renting offices, as inputs to unpaid communications over the internet. For that reason, neither Correct the Record nor the Clinton campaign designated any of the Correct Record expenditures as contributions to the campaigns, in the ruling said. In other words, Correct the Record committed FEC business record violations, and if you will, by failing to properly account for money spent to help the Clinton campaign. The FEC had dismissed the complaint against the Clinton campaign, and Correct the Record, citing an internet exemption, had allowed them not to list the coordination between the two. But the D.C. Circuit Court found that decision was in error. We hold that the commission acted contrary to law in dismissing the complaint because we conclude that the internet exemption cannot be read to exempt from disclosure those expenditures that are only tangentially related to an eventual internet message or post. Commissioner reading of internet exemption stretches. As to those expenditures that it deemed not to be covered by the internet exemption, the commission acted contrary to law. Now, you can find the rest of the story there on our website. Hillary Clinton continues to literally get away with murder. As we know, her family notoriously, allegedly has murdered more people, or almost as many people, as Boeing has in the last several months. Now, her emails were deleted. There's a lot of evidence tampering. They might have even rigged the 2016 election. Well, we know they did. And now we're finding out she's not going to be, not even get a misdemeanor, not even get a felony charge for having a conviction 45 times higher than Trump. If this isn't any more evidence that you need for lawfare, I don't know what would. Our next story is about Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, the judge dismisses charges against him in the middle trial over concealed evidence. Baldwin breaks down in a court. We don't have a lot of time because we spent more on the first story, but Alec Baldwin is a famous Hollywood actor who killed a director of photography, someone who uses the cameras on a film set after he fired a loaded prop gun and killed her. Now, obviously, the armorer, the person in charge of the weapons, is probably the most at fault, but many are saying this could have been a murder, or at least involuntary manslaughter, or even something more nefarious. But leave it up to the Hollywood elite to be able to literally get away with murder. Just reminding you that Alex Jones got fined $1.5 billion for some words he said about Sandy Hook, and Alec Baldwin got away with killing someone. Why?
Motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted. Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
So she dismissed it. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides the fact that dismissing something for a grand Hollywood elitist is not something that I'm surprised about. But what it is shocking is that we become so blatant in our corruption. It's the universality that law is now subjective to individuals who are too poor, or for the most part, as we've always known that's the case, just don't have enough access. And it's being broadcast. We see that even though Trump is rich, the unequivocal hammering of the law against him and Andrew Tate and Alex Jones, whether you think these people are great or evil people, it's really irrelevant to me. The law is only enforced on those that the elites desire to see it enforced on. We have a full weaponization of our courts. Our next story today comes epic Trump trolls Biden's mix-up of Zelensky and Putin with hilarious meme. Jordan Conradson reports, President Trump on Friday took to Truth Social to troll Biden for calling Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky President Putin during the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. This was before last night's train wreck big boy press conference that Biden stayed up past his 8 p.m. bedtime for. As the Gateway Pundit reported, Biden gaffed right out of the gate, saying, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president if I didn't think that she was not qualified to be president. After a reporter asked him about Kamala Harris being at the top of the ticket. Great job, Joe, Trump said in response to Biden's brain malfunctioning on Truth Social Thursday evening. But earlier today, Trump came back with more fire, sharing a hilarious meme which portrays Biden as a contestant on Wheel of Fortune, trying to guess the word on the board that reads Zelensky, Putin. Biden guesses confidently. Joe Biden is completely shot. Any of the real people who actually voted for this guy and plan to vote for him in 2024 are totally out to lunch or blinded by TDS. Perhaps it's just the fact that people are unaware or intentionally stupid. I never can really tell. Speaking of the matter, our next story from Jim Hoff reports, caught up in a Fed setup. Charges dropped against Patriot Front Group leader Thomas Rousseau after 22 duped recruits were found guilty in court. In June 2022, 31 members of the Patriot Front Group were arrested in Idaho for planning a protest at the Gay Pride rally. They were traveling to a Gay Pride event with homemade shields in the back of a U-Haul. They had no other weapons. They have committed no violence, but possibly could have, so they were arrested. Law enforcement in Idaho admitted they had informants inside the Patriot Front Group before the arrests were made. Since the Patriot Front Group first appeared, the Gateway Pundit always suspected they had links to feds. We were convicted federal agents infiltrated the group. The Patriot Front Group founder Thomas Rousseau first made headlines in 2017 when he participated in the famous Tiki Torch March in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now he is the leader of Patriot Front. Patriot Front was later organized by Thomas Rousseau in the immediate aftermath of 2017's Unite the Right March in Charlottesville, Virginia. This young man had been previously arrested, as noted below. The FBI is notorious for taking individuals who have been arrested and then, through threats, the agency persuades them to work with the FBI as informants. Goes on to explain that TGP also located some notes related to interviews that Patriot Front had with potential candidates for the group. In these notes, for one individual identified as Gabriel in California, it was revealed that this candidate is a government informant. Now, I'm not to say that Patriot Front are a bunch of feds or Thomas Rousseau is. I actually think they're an activist group that is more than willing to get involved in their community. But, you know, there is a genuine ploy, even in the right wing, to discourage white activism or pro-white collectivism. Anytime any groups that are white men come together, all the right does is call them feds. The feds try to infiltrate them. And essentially, this is why you have, I think it's, what's it called? Is it called flak jacketing? I don't know what the phrase is, but you know, they don't want white people collectivizing under an identity. Everyone else gets collectivized, LGBTQ, blacks, etc. But America has sort of this universality where they believe, you know, white people collectivizing is racism, when in reality it's just protectionism. But I'll digress. Our last story from the Gateway Pundit, Democrat Senator Mark Kelly was confronted by Laura Loomer outside Dem Senatorial campaign HQ as staffers and police protect him. We have the footage there. Let's go ahead and watch Laura Loomer confront directly. Here's the clip.
Hey, Senator Kelly, do you think that Joe Biden should step down as the Democrat nominee for president? Are you confident that Joe Biden can carry out his duties with dementia? Do you support Kamala Harris as the nominee if Joe Biden has to step down? Senator Kelly, the voters of Arizona deserve to know.
man just pulled off and he just ran across traffic.
I know, but it's a free country, right? I mean, don't we have a right? There were no cars. There were no cars.
Laura Loomer is fearless, and she continues to confront. We got to get accountability. These people continue to hide in the cracks and crevices of society. If you like these stories and you want more of them, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter at thegatewaypundit.com and join our mug club. My name is Elijah Schaffer. Don't forget, as always, if you like this video, like it, drop a comment, and give me your feedback. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'll see you at the RNC. I'm signing out.